bridge word. You see this bridge? You see cars going over it? Well, that's what prepositions are like. A preposition is anything you can do to a bridge. A car can do to a bridge. It can go over the bridge, under the bridge, up the bridge, down the bridge, around the bridge, across the bridge, beyond the bridge. And, you know, this is a wonderful little metaphor, and it can teach what prepositions are. And I just hate to see prepositions and articles and all sorts of other things called little words. You know, that mean, you know, there's no meaning there. For, you know, here's an address. From, letter writing. Money going into a piggy bank. And of course, for an American, that doesn't have much meaning, but that's a whole big deal here, isn't it?
Yes, put it in the piggy bank.
We all have our piggy banks. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then dancing. You see two guys dancing there. They're dancing with each other. Okay. Hundreds of hours are used in programming context-specific academic vocabulary that do not occur in the word recognition list in the national curriculum. The load of context-specific vocabulary outside the UK national curriculum word recognition list for 1 through 5 is enormous and leads to the perception that augmentative communication is not worth the burdens it places on staff and family. Contact and preparation time consumed in the selection and programming of fringe vocabulary takes away from language learning and teaching. Rather than learning how to communicate, a student and his or her team invests their time together selecting and adding and learning new words from extended vocabulary. Vikings, War of the Roses. Fitted sheets is one of my favorites to see. How many of you have said fitted sheet today? When was the last time you said fitted sheet? And if you do, I mean, if you're doing a bed-making exercise in activity-based learning, put it under there. Make it tight. You see what I mean? You know. Okay. This actually happened to me. We were going on a walk. It was a nature walk at a summer camp in New Jersey, and we had to put in squirrel, robin, and tadpole into all devices. Yep, you're okay. Name 3 animals we saw on our walk, and everyone was saying tadpole, squirrel, robin. Now, I don't know how long it's been since you've said tadpole, but except when I give this seminar, I haven't said it in years. Okay, and there was a tadpole. We all saw, you know, robins and squirrels. It was very nice. Descriptive responses might be, they run, go up trees, they fast, we saw one, hide food. All of these are core words. And so when you as the therapist get this list of robin, squirrel, and tadpole, you figure out a couple things to say about each made of core words. Then you teach the student those core words, and then you model what you expect the teacher's behavior to be. How long, if you did this for every day, how long would it take to get through 300 words? It wouldn't even, I mean, going slowly, really conservatively, and going back over words, you can get an awful lot of this done in a single year. And then you start getting real communication that's totally motivating. Things start happening. Referential answers are typically pre-programmed by staff and may not represent the student's real learning. But these are things from the States. Reading, writing, speaking, and listening are unique because they are processes that students use to learn and make sense of the world. The standards define skills and strategy employed by effective readers and writers. Therefore, all teachers will assist their students in learning them. So no matter where you are or what teacher you are in the U.S. in elementary school, you're expected to do speaking, writing, listening skills. And here they are, speaking and listening skills in the UK, and P7 and P8, and they're, you know, they're about building little sentences. Okay, what are we doing differently? Well, we're expanding the language functions we want kids to express beyond naming. You get into direct actions and commenting the old way, now and eliciting. You know, we have these ingredients. Which one are we going to put in first? That calls you to name flour or butter. You know, what do we need to get out of the bag? You know, the itinerant speech therapist coming through with the bag of, you know. The new way is sabotage and ask for help, stir with the finger. The person gets to say, no, do this way, like this. How would it taste if we didn't put in the milk? Bad. Is it good to have a real high flame? No, too hot. Okay, you see, you're expanding the language functions you want kids to express beyond naming. Taking the focus off naming and onto directing action, commenting and describing, getting people using verbs and adjectives, verb phrases, preposition, emerging verb phrases. The beginnings of real syntax have started. Nurture them. Model verb phrase. Put it in. Take it out. Put them, you know, take them off. Put them on. You know, okay. Do you want to make a comment about this, Judy? This is the common routines and activities for 4 words. And, you know, these are different places during the day of almost any student where you can have core words injected. Okay. Any activity can be a starting point for teaching the use of cool core words. Now this is from Gail Van Tatenhout. She contributed this. The next strategy shows how 10 words can be used in one activity.
I've been involved, I don't know, are any of you doing the ASDAN Towards Independence? Do you know of it? I've been working together with ASDAN because I got very concerned that when people were collating their evidence, that there was either lots of photos of lots of nice experience, but people actually weren't using their devices to actually complete the activities. So I again actually looked at all the vocabulary. I looked at what were the actual core vocabulary that was required to complete the ASDAN Towards Independence, the independent living section, which are all the different things that Bruce has been talking about with the cooking. There's washing, there's cleaning, lots of daily living activities. And I've made a package so that people can actually focus within their class, and by the time you get to 16 plus, you're actually doing a lot of ASDAN. I mean, a lot of people in 16 plus are actually doing so 2 or 3 days a week totally on ASDAN Towards Independence. And it means that they can focus completely on core vocabulary that then has such knock-on benefits for their general function of communication.
Okay. These are kind of self-explanatory. Provide the materials of the activity to the person in such a way that he or she doesn't know what the activity is all about. I brought a different instrument in my bag today. Model and prompt the word what. That means you reach over on the communication aid and say what. Folks, we're biologically set up through evolution or whatever process. It helped in survival that when you were in a group, you could communicate back to those people in the group the way they were communicating to you. Ever gone to Scotland for a vacation and come back saying good and other things? I mean, it happens to Americans when we go into the south of the United States. After 2 weeks in, 2 weeks at your camp in Mississippi, you come back saying y'all. And, well, that's because something is going on in the brain, and you try to communicate back, what you're getting. And so we say to the student, use your communication aid. And the student is in fact hearing biologically, use your mouth. Do you see what I mean? So if you want to say use your communication aid, say it on the communication aid. Use your communication aid. And if you don't know how to say use your communication aid, maybe you can't really assist that student in growing and learning how to use that communication aid.